What's up? You're watching Union Minded. I'm your host, Eric, and today we discuss what all goes in to being a union member. And I want to put that in the context of a grander picture. What all goes in to being a union member? Is being an IBEW member simply going to work, installing conduit, pulling conductors, making terminations, and then going home? Is that the extent of union membership? Is that the involvement that is required? Is that what makes the IBEW strong? That type of effort? While there's nothing adherently wrong with that type of effort is fine for the non-union contractor. Someone that comes in, puts in some conduit, pulls in some conductors, makes some terminations, and goes home. It's fine for them. We require more because ours is a moral fight. We swear an oath to take on a bigger challenge and change the world. That's what we do. That's what union membership is. I will quote from the IBEW Constitution. I do it often, and I'm going to do it here today. The Declaration of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the organization that I swore an oath to. Our cause is the cause of human justice, human rights, human security. Let those words ring. It's our cause. We refuse and will always refuse to condone or tolerate dictatorship or oppression of any kind. We will find and expel from our midst any who might attempt to destroy by subversion all that we stand for, and we are stating what we stand for. Make note, we are stating what we stand for. The Brotherhood will continue to oppose communism, Nazism, racism, sexism, fascism, or any other subversive ism. We will support our God, our nations, and our union. That's our declaration. And they go even further to tell you what your role is by giving you the objects. But one of the objects that I want to key in on is the last one, where it says, and by legal and proper means to elevate the moral, intellectual, and social conditions of our members, their families and dependents, in the interest of a higher standard of citizenship. How do you go about affecting a higher standard of citizenship if not through activism and political involvement? And that's the context of this. We have an opportunity to elect Brother Daniel Duval to Chesapeake Beach Town Council. And this is a brother that believes in the mission, a higher standard of citizenship, the cause of human justice and human rights, worker rights. This is all basic stuff. He's taken the idea of what it means to be a union member and personified it by taking his efforts even further to go and affect change in his community in a positive way. I want to talk to you about a little bit about what's at stake here. You have a town in Chesapeake Beach Town that has issues, and Brother Daniel Duval is trying to bring a working class voice into a room of folks that aren't really working class. He's trying to bring a voice into the room that speaks for the public interest and not the donor interest and not the big business interest, but the public interest. The little guy. Who's fighting for the little guy? Unions fight for the little guy. This is what I'm trying to get at you, get you to understand. And he wrote me a message a few days ago, and I just want to read it because it's basically breaking down what he's standing for and what we stand for as union members and as trade unionists, and what we're supposed to stand for. And if you haven't heard this message before, I don't blame you. The apprenticeship doesn't teach you what your union membership is really about. They're meant to create electricians, not unionists, not trade unionists. They got a partnership with NECA, remember? So they can't teach you about unionism because NECA's like, hey man, chill out. You're gonna make them all radicals. But unionism is a very rich history in this country. And unionism is far more than just going to work, putting in work, and coming home. It's bigger than that. We care about the common good. So let me read to you some of this. He says, let's vote for the future of our community. Let's vote for peace, compassion, collaboration. But most of all, let's vote. It's critical. If you're not involved in your politics in your community, then you really don't get a say in what goes on. You got to be involved. So I know it seems like it's not that effective always, but your vote is the most powerful tool you have to affect change. Your efforts, these are your valuable tools to affect change. And let's not be fooled. The powerful, they know that if you are motivated, it's a problem for them. They know that. So they do their best to keep you apathetic, to keep you believing that you don't have a choice, to keep you believing that your voice doesn't matter. Don't buy into the hype. They're afraid of us. For better or worse, our town's businesses have been the stabilizing anchors of Chesapeake Beach for as long as we can remember. It's understandable that not everyone loves recent changes. And I gotta pontificate a little bit here, because change is difficult. You know, when everything's been this way my whole life and then all of a sudden something changes, it's hard to navigate that change. People get scared of new stuff. I don't blame you. People get afraid. You get comfortable. Let's break out of that fear. Let's break out of that fear. We don't need to be afraid. We need to be welcoming, and we need to be inclusive, and we need to be understanding, and then we learn from each other, and then we get really good food. It's off the chain. You'd be surprised what change does. Anyway, let's keep going. It's important to listen to what people dislike and find ways to address those concerns as a community. Absolutely. But as we look forward, let's not lose sight of the good that local businesses have done by not only providing steady jobs and opportunities for our residents, but also by helping to keep the tax burden low. The success of these businesses directly impacts the town's revenue, allowing us to maintain this way of life without increasing the burden on individual taxpayers. You got two directions to choose from here. There's going to be one where the community works together to keep the town thriving. There's going to be the other where lies, distortion, and division is used to weaken the community and exploit it. That's what you're looking at. Because that's what division does. When people use divisive language, they're just driving wedges and separating folks. And the only reason you do that is to exploit those folks. You don't want them united. Shouldn't take for granted everything that went into building this town into the place that we love today. It's sad that our beach buccaneers are made to feel like they are an overstayed guest who is no longer welcome. The Beach Buccaneers is like their football team. You know, when I grew up in South Florida, our neighborhood football team was the North Miami Beach Sun Devils. So the Beach Buccaneers is their local team. And, you know, there's different ideas of what the community should look like. And some of those ideas might involve getting rid of youth sports. Who wants youth sports around, right? At some point, if we don't speak up, our citizens are going to become those people that are unwanted. Government shouldn't be picking sides. I agree. Government shouldn't be picking sides. It should be a referee that calls balls and strikes between business and the community and sets standards to protect the folks with the least amount of power from the powerful. That's the role of government. Let's build a bridge to the future and not follow their yellow brick road down a rabbit hole of blame and regression. We are us. We are not the other. It's time to move forward together with unity and a vision for the future that benefits us all. And as we move forward, let's focus on the bigger picture, keeping our community strong and unified. Compromise and collaboration are the way forward. It's smart. Conversations are what you need to have, and compromises need to be able to have it so that both sides win. Let's continue to protect what makes Chesapeake Beach special while working together to address the concerns that affect us all. Please get out and vote. I'm going to share in the description box the Vote 411 link where you can type in your address and see what's going on politically in your area. and also specifically so you can look at Daniel Duvall's candidacy. Thanks for stopping by and checking me out. Our power is in what we do outside of work more so than what we do at work. And being a union member is bigger than just going to work. It's much bigger than that. And I hope you take that to heart. My name's Eric. You're watching Union Minded. Remember that the fight's not left and right. It's up and down. It's going to take solidarity to win always. Each one teach one. Get out there and reach one. And remember, there could be no union without you and I. Front and center. Peace.